Imagine this. Your life is not just a timeline. It's a masterpiece in the making. And every day, without fail, the universe places a fresh brush in your hand and sets a blank canvas before you. No matter who you were yesterday, today begins unmarked, untouched, unwritten. The only question is, what will you paint it? What kind of story will your actions tell? What colors will your thoughts bleed onto the fabric of your reality? What shape will your habits carve into the unfolding portrait of your future? Because here's the truth. Success isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. One deliberate stroke at a time. Now listen closely. 10 habits don't look like much at first, but done consistently, they will reshape your identity, fuel your ambition, and quietly transform your future. Let's begin. Habit 1. Set one clear goal every day. A ship without a destination is at the mercy of the wind. It may sail, but without direction. It drifts endlessly. It crosses vast distances, yet arrives nowhere. So too is the person who wakes without intention. They move, yes. They answer emails, attend meetings, and handle tasks. But they achieve nothing meaningful. Because busyness is not progress. And motion is not momentum. Greatness begins with clarity. No empire was built on confusion. No revolution on vague hope. No legacy on scattered thoughts. Your mind, when left unchecked, behaves like an untrained beast. Restless, chaotic, easily pulled by the strongest noise in the room. Notifications, deadlines, other people's opinions. You become a servant to everything but yourself. But the moment you set a clear intention, the moment you say, "This is what I will do today," you reclaim your power. You switch from reactive to deliberate. Before the noise swallows you, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I will achieve today? Not 10 things. Not 5. Just one. It doesn't need to be revolutionary. It only needs to be real. Maybe it's making a difficult call. Finishing a small task you've been putting off. Reading 10 pages of a book that challenges you. Learning one new concept sharpens your edge. The size doesn't matter. The clarity does. When your mind has a target, it no longer wanders. It hunts. And that small shift from aimless to intentional is how lives begin to change. Success isn't found in grand gestures or rare sparks of inspiration. It's built by stacking days of purpose. Quiet, focused, ordinary days one on top of the other. A vague wish never built an empire. A blurred vision never forges a legacy. Clarity did. And it always will. Start with gratitude. Here's something most people never realize. Your mindset is your compass. It's not your talent. It's not your circumstances. It's not even your connections or your past that shape your destiny as much as how you think. And at the core of every resilient, powerful, unstoppable mind, it is one quiet, revolutionary practice. Gratitude. Most people wake up already burdened. They rise into dread. They brace for problems. They scan their day for what might go wrong. This isn't a character flaw, it's a flaw in focus. They have been trained to see what's missing instead of what's present. This mindset becomes a prison. It chains them to fear, to anxiety, to limitation. But there is a key. A quiet, almost invisible habit that frees the mind. One that takes less than a minute. Gratitude. Before the day begins to pull you in every direction. Before your phone lights up. Before the noise creeps in. Pause. Just pause. Name 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. You're not trying to impress the universe. You're just aligning with it. Maybe it's the fact that you woke up. Maybe it's the roof over your head. The warmth of sunlight. The voice of someone who believes in you. The strength you have even if you're struggling. Gratitude isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about remembering that life is still beautiful even when it's hard. And when you choose to see what's already good, you shift your mind from scarcity to strength. From lack to possibility. From worry to wonder. And a mind rooted in possibility will always find a way. I can also help you turn this into a scripted video voiceover, motivational speech, or page-by-page mini-guide. Let me know how you want to bring it to life because of this energy. It's powerful. Practice gratitude as a discipline. Where others see obstacles, a grateful mind sees solutions. Where others stall, it moves forward. Where others create excuses, it builds answers. Understand this. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a discipline. A daily mental workout. A lens that reshapes your world not through denial, but through determination. It is a weapon in your mental arsenal forged to combat the quiet assassins of progress. Fear, doubt, anxiety, and those who cultivate it. They do not crumble under hardship. They do not fold in the face of pressure. Because they have trained their minds to look beyond setbacks to see what can be done, rather than dwell on what cannot. The strongest minds are not those who have lived the easiest lives. They are the ones who have mastered the art of perspective. Gratitude is the foundation of that mastery. Read for 30 minutes every day. Every great mind has been forged in the crucible of wisdom. The past whispers lessons. The present delivers insights. The future teases possibilities. But only the curious, the truly hungry ever stop long enough to listen. To read is not to pass the time. It is to expand it. To live 1,000 lives. To borrow the genius of those who came before you. A single sentence can redefine your identity. One idea tucked between ink and paper can demolish years of limitation. The right book, at the right moment, can change your entire path. You must understand. Knowledge is not just power. It is freedom. Freedom from ignorance. Freedom from the mental loops that trap you in sameness. Freedom from a life of quiet frustration. Every page you turn, it is a doorway. Every chapter, a new horizon. The most successful people you admire, the thinkers, the creators, the innovators. They all share a quiet obsession. Learning. Because they know the mind, like the body, must be exercised. It must be challenged. And fed. Your 30 minutes of reading is not about entertainment. It's about elevation. It's a daily rebellion against distraction, against mental decay, against the numbing buzz of the modern world. And while others scroll, you grow. While they skim headlines, you study blueprints. While they seek distraction, you seek depth. Remember this. You are always just one book away from a breakthrough. But you'll never find it. But you'll never find it if you never open the first page. Master your inner dialogue. You are the architect of your destiny. The captain of your soul. Not by chance. Not by accident. But by the command of your thoughts. Your mind is a field vast, fertile, powerful. But it grows only what you plant. Sow doubt. Reap despair. Plant fear. Harvest paralysis. But sow seeds of belief, clarity, and intention. And your life will bear fruit beyond your imagination. Picture this. A man wakes up and says, "I am weak. I am not enough." Watch him closely. His shoulders slump. His presence fades. His voice trembles. He wears invisible chains made not of iron, but of his own words. Now, contrast him with another. A man who tells himself, "I am strong. I am learning. I will rise." He walks differently. He moves with certainty. He carries himself like the storm answers to him. Not because he is stronger, but because he has chosen different thoughts. You see, the greatest difference between people is not intelligence. It's not talent. It's not even an opportunity. It is self-talk. If you say "I can't," your body will obey. If you say "I'm not ready," your mind will shut the door. But if you say "I am growing," "I am preparing," "I am becoming," you unlock the vault of your true potential. Change your language, and you will change your life. So the next time doubt whispers, shout back with truth. "I am improving. I am resilient. I am not there yet, but I'm on my way." Because your inner dialogue is not just background noise. It is prophecy. Embrace discomfort every day. Man is not meant for ease but for conquest. History has not been written by those who sought refuge in comfort. Nor has success ever been won by the man who feared struggle. Comfort is a silent thief. It steals ambition. It dulls the spirit. It lulls the mind into complacency. Every time you avoid discomfort, you do not merely stand still. You move backward. Growth is the child of adversity. And those who would claim greatness must first learn to embrace the trials that forge it. The most successful men of our time, those who have risen from obscurity to command industry, wealth, and influence, share a common trait. They do not flee from difficulty. Rather, they seek it. They lean into discomfort as a blacksmith leans into the fire, knowing that only through the heat of resistance can steel be tempered. They understand that progress is not found in idle repose, but at the very edge of their endurance. If you would carve your place among such men, you must train yourself to endure what others shrink from. Do something uncomfortable every day. Rise before the sun and claim dominion over the morning. Push yourself beyond fatigue, beyond convenience, beyond what you once believed possible. Speak when your voice trembles. Take action when fear tells you to wait. Risk failure when mediocrity offers safety. Each act of discomfort expands your limits. It hardens your will and strengthens your spirit. Understand this: the more you embrace discomfort, the more formidable you become. Each struggle conquered is a stone laid in the foundation of your success. Every hardship faced with courage tightens the sinew of your character. You are not meant for a life of ease. You are meant for a life of triumph. The world bows not to the man who seeks comfort, but to the man who endures. Persist. Conquer. So I say to you, reject easily. Reject the temptation of stagnation. Welcome, challenge as an old friend, for in its embrace lies your true potential. The man who dares to suffer today shall be the master of tomorrow. Master the art of focus. Success is not reserved for the fortunate, nor is failure the lot of the unfortunate. Both are the offspring of habit, the result of discipline or the lack of it. And in this modern age, there is no greater enemy to discipline than distraction. Distraction is the silent killer of dreams, the thief who robs men of their purpose while they remain unaware. It does not strike with force. It does not announce its arrival. Instead, it seeps into the mind, scattering attention, dulling ambition, replacing progress with idle indulgence. We live in a world that clamors for your attention. Endless noise, ceaseless demands, trivial diversions are designed to pull your focus in 100 directions at once. But let me tell you this: what you focus on, you feed. If you allow your mind to be drawn into distractions, you will water the seeds of mediocrity. But if you learn to direct your focus with precision, you will cultivate the harvest of greatness. A man who fixates on problems will find himself consumed by them, drowning in doubt and despair. But the man who trains his mind to see solutions will discover that every difficulty holds an opportunity. The choice is his. The choice is yours. Master your focus, and you will master your destiny. Train your mind to single task. Ignore the siren song of constant interruptions. Turn off notifications. Silence the trivial. Set aside specific hours for deep, undisturbed work. Make concentration a sacred ritual, one that cannot be violated by the fleeting whims of the external world. Understand this: the man who controls his focus controls his future. Distraction is the refuge of the unfocused, the excuse of the uncommitted. But the man who commands his attention as a warrior commands his sword, sharp, unwavering, and precise, will carve his name upon the pillars of history. So I say to you, guard your focus as you would guard your fortune, for in truth, it is worth far more. Let no idle pleasure, no trivial matters, steal from you the destiny that is yours to claim. Train your mind, direct your thoughts, and the world shall bow to the power of your unwavering attention. Cultivate relentless self-discipline. The road to success is not paved with good intentions, nor is it built upon fleeting bursts of inspiration. It is constructed with the bricks of discipline, unyielding, unbreakable, and essential. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It is the force that separates those who dream from those who do. The man who masters discipline masters his fate. The man who lacks it becomes a slave to circumstance. Let me tell you a truth that few dare to accept. Feelings are unreliable. Emotions are fleeting. They ebb and flow like the tide. Discipline is the tide that shapes the shore. Feelings will tell you to rest, to indulge, to quit, but discipline will tell you to keep moving, to keep striving, to stay the course. Do not wait for motivation to strike. It is a fickle companion. Rather, build a system of discipline that guides you, even when your emotions waver. Discipline is the unsung hero of success. It is not flashy. It does not make for a good headline. But it is the backbone of every lasting achievement. So I ask you, are you disciplined enough to stay committed to your goals, even when your motivation fades? Can you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it? If you can master this, you will have unlocked the true secret to greatness. Discipline is your most powerful ally. Treat it as such, and you will never need to search for success again. It will follow you wherever you go. Surround yourself with high-value people. A man is not merely the product of his thoughts and actions. He is the reflection of those with whom he surrounds himself. Show me the company you keep, and I will show you the trajectory of your life. Whether you recognize it or not, you are the average of the 5 people with whom you spend the most time. Their habits become your habits. Their beliefs shape your beliefs. Their standards define your own. If you surround yourself with men who complain, you will soon find yourself steeped in excuses, drowning in the same mediocrity that holds them captive. If you walk among those who accept failure as their fate, those who see obstacles as insurmountable, you will unconsciously adopt the same limitations. But if you seek the company of those who push boundaries, those who defy odds, those who refuse to accept anything less than success, then you, too, will rise to that standard. You will push harder, think bigger, and act with greater conviction. Choose wisely. The people around you either propel you forward or pull you back. There is no neutrality in influence. Surround yourself with those who sharpen your mind, who challenges your thinking, who refuses to let you settle for less than your full potential. Seek out mentors, men of wisdom, men who have walked the path you aspire to travel. Engage in conversations that stretch your intellect, that forces you to expand your vision beyond the limits of your current understanding. To understand this, the right environment will change you faster than any motivation ever will. A man need not rely on fleeting inspiration when he is immersed in a culture of excellence. In the presence of greatness, mediocrity becomes intolerable. In the company of the ambitious, stagnation is impossible. So I say to you, choose your circle with care. Walk among giants, and you will learn to stand tall. Align yourself with thinkers, doers, men of action, and you will become one yourself. If you wish to elevate your life, elevate your standards. For in the end, your future is not determined by chance. It is forged by the hands of those you allow into your world. Take daily action towards your dreams. A dream without action is nothing more than a fantasy. A wish whispered into the wind, lost before it ever took form. Success does not come to the man who waits, nor does it favor the one who merely hopes. It bows only to the man who moves, who works, who refuses to let a single day pass without progress. Dreams do not work unless you do. You cannot sit idly by and expect success to come knocking. It will not. Fortune does not seek the passive. It rewards the relentless. Every man who has risen from obscurity to greatness has done so by the sweat of his effort. He did not wait for the perfect time. He did not wait for circumstances to align in his favor. He began where he was, with what he had, and he took action. And so must you. Each day is an opportunity, a chance to step forward. No matter how small the step, momentum is not built in a single act of greatness, but in the quiet consistency of daily effort.
Success isn't
even by an inch. He is miles ahead of the one who stands still. Start now. Do something today that brings you closer to your goal. Do not be deceived by the illusion that great achievements happen overnight. They are the result of small, disciplined actions compounded over time. The writer who pens a single page each day will one day hold a book in his hands. The man who improves by just 1% daily will find himself transformed beyond recognition in a year. This is the law of effort. It is inescapable, undeniable, and infallible. Those who obey it rise. Those who defy it fade into mediocrity. So I say to you, take action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. For the man who moves today is the man who rules tomorrow. and the man who waits. He will spend his life watching others achieve what he once only dreamed of. End each day with reflection and refinement. The difference between the man who grows and the man who remains stagnant. It is not found in talent, luck, or even effort alone. It is found in reflection. The world moves quickly, filled with men who rush from one day to the next without ever pausing to ask themselves, "What have I learned?" But the man who takes a moment each evening to reflect, to review his actions, to refine his approach, will grow, while others remain stuck in the same place. You see, growth does not come from mere action alone. It is refinement that turns good efforts into greatness. Reflection allows you to learn from your mistakes, to course correct, and realign yourself with your goals. Without it, you run the risk of repeating the same patterns, the same failures, and missing out on the chance to improve. So, take time at the end of each day to evaluate your progress. Celebrate your victories, however small, and identify areas for improvement. The man who reflects daily is the one who accelerates his growth. The one who does not is destined to drift aimlessly. So, I say to you, end each day with a reflection. Refine your mind, your habits, and your goals. And in doing so, you will continuously evolve into the person you are meant to be. For in the art of reflection lies the key to constant improvement. End each day with reflection and refinement. As the day draws to a close, take a moment to reflect. The difference between growth and stagnation is not talent, luck, or effort alone, it lies in self-reflection. The world moves quickly, and many rush through their days without pausing to ask themselves, "What have I learned?" But the man who takes a few minutes each night to assess his actions, to measure his progress, and to seek areas for improvement, will always be ahead of those who simply drift through life. Before you go to sleep, ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I do better tomorrow? Success isn't about being perfect. It's about learning, adapting, and growing stronger each day. Mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. The man who learns from them will turn obstacles into opportunities and failures into stepping stones. Each day teaches something: patience, discipline, or new strengths and weaknesses, but only if you examine them honestly. The greatest leaders, visionaries, and pioneers of history weren't flawless, but they understood that self-awareness is the key to mastery. They didn't repeat their mistakes, they reflected, adapted, and refined their actions. And so must you. Take time each evening to assess your day. Write it down if needed. Celebrate your wins, but also recognize where you fell short. Not with regret, but with determination to do better tomorrow. The person who reflects and grows daily will rise far above the one who moves through life unaware. Don't let a day go by without learning from it. The person who reflects, adapts, and improves is the one who will master their future. Those who neglect self-awareness will be controlled by forces they don't understand, but those who study themselves hold the key to their evolution.